Hey guys, what's cracking, guys? Crack-a-lacking, smacking. Just thought I'd come on here and give you guys an update. There was another solar flare that did happen. And we're going to go over the last few days real quick also. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information to show you why we didn't get into storm level. Hey Daniel, good to see you, bud. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do the space weather thing, and then we can, go ahead and talk afterwards if we want to. Like I said, I promise you guys, I give you guys the space weather right at the beginning. That way, respecting everybody's time and all the above, I'll leave the chat up, but I'm not going to address it unless somebody has a question or something. So I trust my mods. Daniel's in there. He's doing his thing. Thank you for being here, Daniel. Modding for me. You too, Leisure. Anybody else? Pudding Tang got the cookie. Okay, so we will get. Hey, Terry. Sweet. Yep. Pastor Paul. I spoke about, guys, I kind of, well, I'll talk about that after. I kind of lost my faith a while back when I was going through some really serious stuff in my life, and Pastor Paul and his channel over there helped me find it again. So that's just what it is, and I appreciate that. So and we'll talk about that later, guys. So let's just go ahead and get into this. So you got your solar X-ray flux, and we're looking at another 3-hour long flare, guys. This is a little long duration, right? Now it's not extreme. I've shown you guys one that has lasted, oh, I don't know, guys. You guys in there have seen probably what 4, 5, 6 hour long flares, and they're very easy to see when they're like really facing the Earth from the SDO point of view, that satellite that I show you guys all the time. And we're going to take a look at that in just a second. But oftentimes when you get these long duration ones, it does produce quite a bit of plasma that's able to leave the sun. And we did see some of that. Now I know that you're probably going to see a little bit of disagreement in between how people are reporting this particular one, because it does, when you're looking at it, sometimes it doesn't look like a whole lot left the sun. But when you do go back and review some of the data, you will see that there is a partial halo. It did erupt. NASA endless spiral model is actually showing a glancing blow hit from it. So we will, take a look at that. But you're probably gonna see a lot of different opinions on what's going to happen here. And guys, and that's really why I stick to just giving you guys the data. Let you guys make up your mind for yourself what you actually believe is going to happen, or what you think is going to happen, given the the data that we're going to look at. And again, guys, it is subjective at a lot of different levels. It truly is. But we did get those CMEs that did fire off. I've heard some people say that they missed us. Well, they didn't really miss us. Okay, we just didn't get hit as hard, and I'll explain that to you here in just a second, and why, at least in my opinion, why some of that happened. But again, guys, this is the data dropout here on the X-ray. That's just where the satellite is in a position that the Earth's between the satellite and the sun, and so it can't collect data just for that very short amount of time. If you notice, it's about 24 hours apart once a day. So you get what you get, So they did switch over, guys. They're using the different GOES satellite. I believe they retired GOES 13 and 14, if I'm correct. I'd have to go back and look. But it is most definitely using a newer satellite now. It's one that's a little bit younger, and it's doing basically the same functioning. It's just a little newer, and I think it's probably got some updated equipment on it, I would think. But anyway, so we will, and geomagnetic activity, guys, see how close we skirted with this, with storm level. I mean, for like a lot of time here. And if we were to go back and look, and I've got another chart I'm going to show you guys here in a minute, another graph that's going to give us a better idea. And I'll explain that in just a second. So that is a huge sunspot. Okay, and there's a lot of different cores. I think they actually have given it a couple different numbers now, so it's not just one sunspot, and it's kind of been like that since it crested over, right? Well, let's just go over here and look. Yeah, so over here at spaceweather.com, you see here it's got, you know, they're listing it as 2 sunspots, but it's really, for all intents and purposes, one big sunspot grouping. We can get all technical if we want, but essentially there's a bunch of sunspots in the same area. It's really that is whatever it is, right? Yeah, I'll answer that in just a few seconds there, McGrath. Again, please no freaking out, guys. I don't do that here. You guys understand that. Most of you guys do. You guys know I push against that kind of a thing. This is just, yeah, this is nothing to be afraid of, but it is something we need to pay attention to. So, because one of these times it's going to be something we need to be concerned with, like really, really a lot of concern, right? We always want to pay attention, because even the little ones, guys, I always point people back to this because it's pretty recent. We had a G1 storm, right? The G1 storm, which is a KP of 5. And SpaceX launched their rockets with like 40 satellites on it, and they lost them in a G1 storm in conditions that they had launched in the past. There was a G1 storm, and then, I think it was like maybe 12 hours later, another one. So it was like the perfect conditions for not being good for the satellites to get into orbit and be able to hang there. If they would have gotten them into orbit, they would have been able to keep them there. Okay. They just didn't make it all the way there. They couldn't get it there. And what happened was the particles got in, more dense particles got into our system, and it caused more drag. And there's a lot more science behind all that, guys. And they fell out of the sky. I mean, it's just what it is. So even low level stuff can affect us. And so that's why we talk about it. I mean, it's space weather, it's news, and that's why we talk about it here. So, but again, here's your GO 16. Basically, it's giving us the same kind of view that SDO does. This is extreme ultraviolet. It's the 195 angstrom, I believe. Yep, 195. And again, you're seeing a few little small coronal holes. You can kind of see these dark shadows. Those are filaments, okay? And I'm not going to explain what that is tonight. But here's a graph I want to show you guys, okay? I seen I seen this. I was over watching Tame Up the Sco, and I didn't even know this thing existed. Okay, and I hope that whoever sees this, that's watching me, that does space weather, take a look at this thing. Okay, you're going to be doing yourself and your audience a favor. So why am I playing it up like that? Well, the thing of it is, when we're looking at the KP index, right here, these are 3-hour increments, right? And it gives you a KP number. This one, it's recording the same kind of data, but it's giving you every 15 minutes, I think. See, this here says HP 60, so that's every 60 minutes. That's every hour, and you got every 30 minutes up here. And why is that important? You're probably sitting there thinking, well, why does that even matter? Well, it lets us know that if we just pop in the geomagnetic storm level for a very short amount of time, and then it pops back out. All right. So we're able to see that a little bit more precise. And if you look at this one here on the 3rd, it won't let me click on it. I've not navigated this site before. So please bear with me here. I'll zoom in a little bit so we can take a better look at that. So if you see here, you see how it got up here? And I believe that's a KP of 6, if I'm correct on that. Let's see here. That would be probably what? Let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a KP of 6 right there. So we actually snuck into geomagnetic storm level 2 for a very short amount of time, for about a half hour, right there. But it didn't show up on the KP. It showed up as a 4, I think. Didn't even give us storm level, if I'm correct. I could be, it might have given us a KP of 5, but I can't really remember exactly. That's back on the 3rd. I think it might have given us a KP of 5, if I'm correct on that. But this is letting us be more precise and see when this stuff actually happens, in a more, precise way, so we can get a better idea of what's actually going on. So I'm going to be showing you guys this more in the future. I'll probably be showing you guys this more than I'll show you the other one. And that's just what it needs to be. So, yeah. But you can see, right? So it's kind of misleading, right? When you're looking at the KP, if you don't understand what you're actually looking at. And that's why I try to explain. I didn't know that tool existed. These are 3 hour, not every half hour like this is giving us. So, yeah, it's a better thing. So, and I think it was Tame at the Scoves where I was over there watching, and she showed this, and she actually kind of just probably gave a lot better explanation on where this comes from and what it does and why we look at this instead. And, well, we can look at both. Now, it's planetary readings, right? It's supposed to be like a planetary average. So the HP is just another one to look at. It's the same thing as KP. It's just different model and all that, right? It's giving you geomagnetism scales. That's what it is. But it's giving you a 30-minute index instead of a 3 hour like the KP does. Now, it does not mean that this KP is not useful, because it most certainly is. Okay, if you just want a general idea, you definitely could use this. This is why NOAA uses this, probably. It does give you a general idea, and they probably have, it's a lot easier for them to keep up on a 3 hour, data point than it is a 15 or 30-minute one. So, yeah. Let me make sure we're still going here. Make sure that, yeah, okay. And again, guys, I'm sorry I'm kind of streaming here in a crazy time here. I've been struggling with trying to sleep and stuff, and I tell you, I haven't been able to sleep a whole lot, maybe 10 hours, 5 days. So when my body finally just shuts down, it shuts down, and I don't even know when it's going to do it. So, and that's what happened a few hours ago after we did the live stream over on the lifeboat. I realized shut down pretty quick like. So anyway, I'm going to back this off again, and you guys can take a look at this. This is a German tool, okay? Those of us over here that are, over here in the States, oftentimes we get really, pushed in a bottle, right? And we always just kind of look at what's right in front of us, and we kind of assume that nobody else in the world is doing anything like we are, right? That's part of the American arrogance that happens a lot. And, I don't like that. And so I try not to be like that, but it does kind of push us into a mindset. So oftentimes we don't look outside of our backyard, right? And we need to. So that's what we're doing here. This is a German tool. It's the German Research Center, GFZ for geosciences. Obviously this is an English version of this tool, because that's what you're getting when you read it. Okay. But again, I'm sure you can go over to you can research exactly where this is at and all that. But I'm sure there's actually, you can see here, they got a lot of other tools here. See, they've even got the KP index. See, I can click on this and see what it does here. See? 3 hour increment. But this also goes back and shows you historically, which is not what this thing does. It doesn't go back very far. It goes back about 2 days and it stops. You come over here, you're going all the way back to the 2nd. That's a really good thing to be able to do. When you're trying to explain to people why things happen the way that they did. So yeah. But anyway, earthquakes, guys, real quick. I do want to report on this one. This was a 4.4 in Oregon. You know, anytime we get these ones over here, anywhere close to the Cascadia zone, you just kind of, your butt puckers every time, and you just never know, right? So when you see a substantial one over here, it was on shore, so that kind of eliminates some of that, little bit of concern or excitement, I guess, if you want to use that word. But that is a significant quake for out there. Okay. It's, yeah. Typically we see 2s, maybe 3s sometimes, and we'll get swarms, especially like right in here. I don't know. Usually they range between 1.5 all the way up to 4. It's kind of, oh, I don't know. It's kind of an average there. Alaska, yeah, we had a quake over here in Alaska too. There's one here. That was a 4, and then you had one here in the middle of the state, kind of. That's a 2.7, which is kind of a, hate to say it like this, but kind of, I don't know how else to say it, but it's kind of like a 2.7 is almost a nothing burger, unless it's kind of pointing towards something different. That's just my opinion. But you know, we had a really big uptick in quakes about a week and a half ago, and so we will. Again, it's going to be all that stuff happens on a cycle type of thing. Not exact cycle, but we kind of know when things are going to start upticking, and that's usually what happens. I'm not the earthquake guy, so I just show you where they're at. If there's tsunami stuff going on, I'll show you that, show you some buoys, and then we just, you know, we move on. I can't go into specifics because I don't understand it as well as a lot of others. If I don't understand it, if I don't have a good enough understanding in my own opinion, I won't, you know, I'm not going to go into detail. If I go into detail about something, I feel like I might have at least a decent chance of giving you guys the correct information. But you know, guys, I can always be wrong, right? So speaking of being wrong, let's just go ahead and get into that. We weren't really wrong on these CMEs that hit, okay? We did get coronal hole stream, just like we talked about before. There were like 4 or 5 CMEs that were fired off, but guys, sometimes we handle it better sometimes than others. And sometimes the direction is a little off also when it's getting reported. So that's kind of what happened here. All of them did not miss us. Okay, it's a misconception. We just did not get into storm level. They did hit us, and it's easy to show people that. And let me show you what I mean. This is why this German tool is really good for this, because I can go back and show you what happened. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. Now I'm going to show you the KP because that's what I reported on when I first showed it to you guys. So we'll use it this way this time. But if you go back, you can see how we weren't like nothing, right? I mean, you could see like an up and down here. And what was happening was, you know, we got some of the coronal hole stream. The CMEs came close to our magnetic field. You know, it just didn't give us a good punch. And listen, there's nothing else that I can personally do than give you what the forecast is from what they're saying. They're forecasting. And I show you guys more than one forecast too. That way we have a better chance of being correct. And people are like, well, why do you do it like that for? Well, let me tell you why. Because you're doing the same thing when you watch a local weather report. It's the same exact principle, guys. Okay? How often are they correct? Ryan Hall has a channel. He does a weather channel, and he actually calls it nowcasting. Because it's not his channel name, but he would rather nowcast than forecast. Well, he might not rather, but that's what he does sometimes, because when the forecasting isn't as accurate as he thinks it could be, then he'll come back on and call it nowcasting, and that's exactly what NOAA does over here when they change this, the KP outlook, okay? They need to do that, because if it changes, I want to know. I don't want them to leave. If they said that this was like going to be a 6 on the KP, and it was showing a 6 over here, and then when it got here, it was still showing a 6, but it should be showing a 2 now. Why would you leave that like that? You just don't. And then, I've seen a lot of criticism on that end of it. And guys, really kind of look at what you're saying there. Not from you guys. I haven't heard any kind of criticism. I've heard other people talk. But we have to go off of what we can see and what, I can't, go out in my backyard and, take a, produce a freaking satellite out my booty and, bend over and just shoot it out into space. I cannot do that. So we got to do something, right? So we're just trying to look at what we got. And they, for the most part, guys, they do a pretty good job, right? As far as, getting things correct. Now, here as of late, I've even said this, they've been off quite a bit. And I think that it's not because of anything that they're doing wrong. It's just some of those things just kind of happened in that order, that close together. So remember, the sun's 93 million miles away. And I know that some people don't believe that, and that's fine. I'm not going to even get into that subject. But for me, that's what I believe. And so given that, you can kind of understand after that why things can kind of be off a little bit. But you got this is the NASA Enlil spiral. This is the sun. This is Earth. This is a CME. Okay. Now this is a side cut, and this is Earth's orbital line stretched out in a straight line. You can kind of get direction off of this over here, where you see it kind of get blurred out and the line shows up. It does look like it hits us a little bit there. So that's a CME there. So let's take a look at that CME. Where's my seeds? Okay, here's this is LASCO C2. Okay, here's Earth. This satellite sits right out in front of Earth, about 1 million miles closer. Okay, always looking at the sun. So if we go back here to the 7th, I'll slow this down in a minute. Now you're going to see a halo eruption there, a partial halo. Okay, this is why this is why I think that this has a chance of possibly hitting us. This did produce a CME. Okay, there's no doubt about that. I've seen a couple other things that I don't agree with their assessment of it. That's all. It doesn't mean that they're wrong or I'm wrong, or I'm right or they're right. It's just we're gonna have to wait and see. But as you can tell, guys, I'll pause it here. Right about there. Now, one thing I want to say, this produced CME, but it could still miss us because it does. Most of this is actually going to the north. All right, you can kind of tell that, but sometimes it's kind of deceiving because this could be coming right at us, and this tool still picked this up like this. Okay, this disc is there, and it kind of throws a wrench into things. It needs to be there. We won't get a capture at all. But you can see the hazy look all the way around. And that's what this tool is designed to do. Pick up the edge of a CME. So it's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to pick up CME. So it shows it to us. This is a coronagraph. This is a difference imaging. This is, obviously black and white gives you really good contrast. This is the red imaging. You sometimes don't get to see it as well here. Now on the real bright ones, it shows up really well on the red and not so much over here. So yeah, we just kind of look at both. Now again, guys, is this thing going to hit us? Again, it looks like it gives us a glancing blow, but I'm not going to sit there and say that it's going to hit us because I'm just not 100% sure on it. I'll give you guys a percentage chance, in my opinion. It's probably like a 50-50 at this second. Okay, it's just my opinion. But as you can see, NASA's model is showing that there's a CME there, right? Now, this might be the second CME because there was actually 2 of them. Go over here and you look. You see this flare here, M1? We actually had a couple of little smaller flares here too. And I think one of them produced a CME. But we did have radio blackouts with this bigger, longer lasting CME. So we'll leave that there like that. But these are one of the reasons why I don't set dates. This is one of the reasons why I don't speak in definitive terms unless I am like so confident about something that I really just don't see it missing, right? That's just what it is. I don't want to, come out here and cry wolf And that's what I really push hard against that. And I don't want to do that even accidentally. So, you know, kind of bear with me on that, guys, because I don't want to, you know, in other words, what I'm saying is when it's time for me to come out here and tell you we need to really look at this, I want you guys to listen to me. You know what I mean? I don't want to come out here and sensationalize anything. I don't have to. This is enough, right? So understand that, and I want people to kind of get that. And there's a lot of, you know, we always point at the bad stuff that people are doing, and you know, and it's not that they're necessarily doing anything bad. They're just incorrect. That's all that is, and they're willing to, you know, die on that mountain with that prediction or forecast. I'm not going to do that because you're only right the one time. You hear what I said? You're only right the one time. Every other time that you do that, you're wrong. What's that do for your credibility? Doesn't do too many good things, does it? And that's why I don't do that. So that, and I don't want to, you know, push any kind of fear out, and that's just the thing I push against. So anyway, enough of that stuff. Let's go over here and look at stereo A. Stereo A is kind of a partial side view, and you can kind of see, you see this, Earth is over here. So you guys see this hazy look right here? That's that CME. So it looks like most of it is going north of Earth, okay? But it does have a little bit of a southerly component here that might, you know, kind of whip back and smack us a little bit. I don't know. It could. Regardless, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. Okay? If that had been coming right at us, this might be a different conversation. Okay, so let me show you what this, I'll let that load while it's doing its thing there. And we'll take a look at the sunspots here, where they're at now. Now, you guys see what I'm saying about how big this sunspot is? You can see the sun's just, the face of it's just really looking at us, right? So let me, hey, Siggy, what's up? Hey, Tommy, what's up, my brother? Now, this is a really good one to show you guys as far as what I'm saying. You know, when negative and positive get close to each other, you start seeing flaring. Check that out. You don't get much closer than that. So, yeah, and that's what we'll just leave it at that. This sunspot is where that flare came from, okay? So let's go up here and I'll show it to you on the 131. This is extreme ultraviolet, okay? The 131 light spectrum. It's a filter that they use. Back at you, Seven. Back at you, buddy. It happens right here, and we'll take a look at it here. Let me back it up. I'm going to have to go back a little further. You can see the end of it right here. You see how bright that is? I want to go back further because there was actually a couple other flares that happened right around the same amount of time. So I'm going to go here, and yeah, we'll just let that load again. Sorry, guys. I thought I was there. I wasn't. So while that's doing that, let's just go ahead and take a look at the other stuff. And again, guys, this is geoelectric space weather's effect on our artificial electrical components, aka the electrical grid. Anything artificially made that's in your house, like wires, outlets. Why does it seem to look stronger around these areas? Because these are the more higher populated areas, and simply put, there are more electrical components in more populated areas. That's why. This is nothing big here, okay? We see this constantly. This is a 3D model. This is a 1D. This one's completed. I think they're still kind of tweaking on this a little bit. But when they get this one done, it's going to be really cool. This, you're not going to see any reading for here. This is what they're working on. They're trying to complete this model. So, and why are they even doing this with geoelectric instead of geomagnetism? Because they're tying together and trying to use space weather as part of the forecasting. Okay, they're going to start using it in their models for forecasting earthquakes. So yeah. Oh, no problem, Ilea. Hey, I want to say something real quick, guys. There's a good chance I'm going to be going over here on Ilea's channel, survival game, guys, tomorrow night. I believe you said 10 p.m. Eastern, right, Ilea? If you could, just give me a yes or no in there. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. It's a survival game, guys, and what it is it's about prepping. There's a lot of she's got this game. It's got cards on it, and she'll ask questions of the guest, and it's pretty cool. They're prepping questions. What would you do if you were out in the woods and had to do whatever to survive, whatever the question is? And she gives multiple choice, and then I try to answer the best I can. So if you want to come over there and see me be an idiot, because I guarantee you that's what you're going to see. Well, you probably see that a lot here too. But 10 p.m. over at her channel tomorrow night. Okay. And again, we go live on the Lifeboat every night too at 8. I believe it or not, guys, me and my family are going to the zoo tomorrow morning, and we're going to go to the Cincinnati Zoo. So hopefully I'll be back in time before, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. But I think we should be back way before that starts running into those things. So I know you will, man. Wouldn't expect anything less from my partner there. That's for sure. Hey, that's what makes it fun. That's why we're brothers. You know what I'm saying? Can't laugh at yourself, man. You better not be laughing at nobody else. Because if you do, I'm going to point it out. Just saying. Hey, Hoppison, good to see you, man. I ain't seen you forever. Leisure just said it. There you go. Okay, back to Space Weather. Sorry, guys. Come on, guys. You got to tell me I'm squirreling. I'm trying to get better at that. But she was leaving the room here tonight. That's why I stopped right there. Because she's probably going to bed, I would imagine. So let's see what we got here. And again, guys, it happens here right in front of us. Now, this is something I want to point out. If you guys remember, I've been talking about, that phenomenon we've been kind of experiencing with what they call Earth facing quiet. Now, I don't know enough about that to say that that's a 100% thing there, guys. Thank you, Siggy. Appreciate you, brother. That's the flare, guys. Okay? This is the difference of what we're talking about without a big, just impulsive flare. You can see how this is kind of whoop, yeah. I don't know. I think Stephanie accidentally hid you there, Wharton. I'm not sure. I don't know if you did anything there. Sorry if you got. It was probably an accident on Stephanie's, because there was some porn sites in there trying to bomb the chat, and I think they were trying to get rid of it. So, if you would there, Stephanie, can you let Wharton back in, please? All you gotta do is unhide him. Okay, just click back on him. It should say unhide. Okay. Thank you, Survival. Appreciate you. That was just an accident. That's what I thought it was. I just wanted to clarify. Sorry about that, Wharton. They didn't do it out on purpose. That was something. There was some porn sites in there dropping a bunch of stupid stuff. They were doing what they were supposed to. So, yeah. Yes, it happens all the time, doesn't it, Tommy? It's so crazy, man. How that really does happen all the time. Anybody that's in anybody's chat room probably, yeah, thank you for understanding, Wharton. I appreciate you, man. It's okay, Stephanie. I've done it. I did it once, and the person I did it to was somebody that was there in a chat on a different channel with me, and we didn't see him for 4 days, and we couldn't figure out why, and it was because I accidentally hit him. I felt really bad over that. I mean, honestly, it was horrible. I felt bad on that one. So if that ever does happen to you guys, please just email me. I promise you we'll take care of it. Okay? Yeah, well, Tommy, that's just what we all do, really. But anyway, this flare, look at this. Okay? It's not that big impulsive stuff you're used to seeing, is it? And this is still a flare. Most people would look at this and think, oh, that's just a bright region. No, that's flaring for 3 hours. Okay? So that's really what I want to focus on here, because see that? And notice that you can kind of barely see the plasma kind of lift off and go north a little bit here, kind of this direction. See that? But this ain't around for 3 hours. Now, sometimes with these, we'll get radiation storms too. Okay? So I just want to point that out. These longer duration ones, typically, they have a better chance of hitting us with some good radiation. So, anyway, let's see if we got another view of this. I'll tell you what. Let's change this to 304. Okay? This is what we look at for ionized helium. And that's really good for looking at filaments and kind of like CMEs that actually have the darkness of space over here as a background. Okay, we get to see plasma rain and solar tornadoes on here. We'll see those canyons of fire, is what they call them, on the 304. It really does show it really, really well. But we look at specific gases so we can see different things. Okay, just so everybody understands that. So yeah. Let me tell you something about spelling, people. I completely, utterly suck at spelling. And most of it, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. There's nothing else to say. I suck at spelling. But check this out. I actually did it. I did it on purpose on some hashtags, because I was trying to see if I misspelled some of the key words, if it would affect the algorithm, and it did not. So yeah, don't misspell. It's not going to recognize that word unless you spell it correctly. Just so you know. So yeah. Anyway, here's that. And again, see how this is different looking than what you would see on the other ones. You don't really get to see those big arcing signatures of the magnetic connection lines. Look like big arcs, right? And the 171 shows those arcs really well, and we'll look at that in a minute. But watch this right here. Okay, see, you see what I'm saying here, guys? This is the difference. So if you're not looking at the right angstrom of light, you're not, see, you wouldn't even think, if you just looked at 304 and rolled out, you wouldn't even know there was anything going on. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you this. Now, if you look over here on the edge, this is a really good demonstration of solar rain. Let me zoom in on this because it's actually cool. I like looking at this stuff because it really is cool stuff. What's solar rain, you're probably asking? Anybody that doesn't know, it's charged particles, it's gas, plasma, that travel on the magnetic connection lines. And when it rains back down onto the sun, it looks like rain, but it's not, right? It's plasma. So anyway, watch. Oops, forgot to. Sorry about that, guys. See, I hate that. When I zoom in like this, man, it really does throw a wrench into things. So watch this. It's right in here. You can kind of see the plasma already moving. And I'm backing up. That's why it's going up and not down. Yeah, that'd be a little confusing, wouldn't it? But see this standing up here? And when these things look like they're twirling, there is no quote unquote wind on the sun. It is the plasma on those connection lines. And sometimes it takes the shape of what looks to be like a vortex. But it's not wind. And how you can tell that is that when it takes that shape on, it holds that shape. If you go watch a tornado out in Oklahoma in the middle of summer sometime, it ain't going to hold the same shape very well. Right? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'm sure somebody's in here that don't like me. You're freaking doing that crap. Anyway, what's new, right? So as we move here, watch this. See how it's getting pulled away? I just think it's cool. I mean, there ain't a whole lot more things I can show you any cooler than that. That's plasma, guys, standing up off the sun. So, yeah. But to give you guys an idea of the size, from here to here is probably 9 Earths, maybe, if you were to stack them. Okay, 9 or 10, something around there. That's the distance we're talking there. So, yeah, if I back that up, see how cool it is when you back it up? It's going in reverse, man. It's like watching some of those, I don't know, movies and stuff where they run stuff backwards and make it look funny. What you got there? Can the solar activity affect your health sometimes? Not just sometimes. The solar activity will definitely affect your health every time. You might not know it, but it is. Okay? If you're somewhere where that stuff's hitting you, it's going to affect you. It might not affect you very much to where you even notice it, but it affects everybody. Yeah, it looks alive, doesn't it, Wharton? For sure. But anyway, the 304 here, guys, you see these dark shadows? Those are filaments. That's why this is one of the reasons why we look at this one. So let's look at the other, let's look at the, I'll show you the 171, because this will show you guys the arcing umbra. It looks like these big canopies, and you'll know what I mean here in a second. Hey, Julie, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. See how different that is? Sorry, if you guys had your phone up to your face, that probably was really, really bright. Sorry about that. Just said something. Okay, here we go. Hey, I'm close to a ginger, let me tell you. So let's just go this way with it. You see how you can kind of see these striations, kind of these just straight lines? What we'll do is we'll go over here and look at the same area. All right, so let me zoom in. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about, the difference of what you see. Now, what this one does really well, it'll show you the corona. See all this hazy stuff? That's corona. All right? So when we see things like that, you can kind of see it. When the corona gets disrupted by like a CME, it shows it really well on this extreme ultraviolet 171, and the 211 shows it really well too. Okay? So let me So this is the area we were looking at on the 304. So check out the difference here. You see how much softer that looks? Now I'll back it up and we'll watch it in reverse here. But do you remember me saying solar tornado, solar vortex? Look right here. Can I zoom in any more? Yeah, one more. Let's go in real close here. See this? You can kind of see a solar vortex kind of, and it looks to spin. I mean, I see why people think that they're actually spinning. It's really not. It's just traveling back down to the surface on that connection line. It's in that shape. So, so watch right here again. We'll take a look at it. See that? And if you watch here, you can kind of see one. You can kind of see one here. I'll go forward now. Here we go. And not only is this neat to look at, this can give you a really good idea of what's going on the sun, guys. This is why I show it to you like this. A lot of other people aren't going to take the time to do this for you. All right? And I think it's a disservice to you guys, especially people that have never really don't understand space weather very well yet. And I'm stressing the word yet. Hey Ron, what's up, buddy? Guys, if you want earthquake information, head over to Emergency Management Associates. I'm telling you guys, Ron, you could drop your link in there, brother. Guys, go over and check him out. Anytime there's anything earthquake, seismic activity going on, volcanoes, tsunamis, all those kinds of things, he reports on them. He does some stuff with some prepping stuff too, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Is 7 in there telling jokes? Is that why I see the yak yak? Probably. Yep. There's a joke. I knew it. Somebody said yak yak. It had to be a joke from 7. How does cereal pay its bills? With checks. You know, as much as we might think that that's corny, just that little chuckle sometimes, guys, is enough to grab you out of a bad mood. Thanks, 7. I appreciate that. Every time you do that, man, I really do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. You know, that's just true positivity, guys. You guys want to know true positivity? That's it. I'm telling you. We all should be doing stuff like that. So, yeah. True positivity. Yeah, leisure. I'll tell you, man. And sometimes, you know, we've been calling them dad jokes. And I think we're kind of quitting that because sometimes they're not dad jokes. They're just jokes. You know, somebody had to sit around and think of that joke. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to give you guys a good look at this. And again, you know, I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time here on this. All this just updated. So yeah, we're getting some activity right now. But listen, you know, unless we get another eruption, I don't really see us having any kind of space weather. I was actually supposed to be doing an update over on Marfugal like 2 days ago, but everything died out, and that's why I didn't. That's also why I haven't made a video here for a couple days. I don't want to come on here and waste your guys' time. And I know that I wasn't really respecting your guys' time by doing all the shout outs and stuff all the way through the stream. I went back and watched a couple of those after you guys criticized me with that, and you guys were 100% right. I can't apologize enough for that. The thing is, I do like to give my, you know, the people that I care about, the people that have helped me, and I try to pay it forward, you know. So, you know, I really try to shout other people out, and what was happening there was I started concentrating on that way more than I should have. So that's why I give you all the space for the beginning now, and I hope I'm doing better. Hope you guys appreciate that. So I truly am trying there. So let's and I have to say thank you guys, anybody that's watching here lately. If we go over here and we go to my channel, I'm gonna show you guys something. Okay, the space weather stuff, guys, you guys, I can give you another quick little thing here, but that's pretty much all the space weather. If I go to my videos right here, look at the views that I've been getting. 13,000, 19, 6.5, 14, 10, 1.5, that's a short. You know, 5.4, and then I had this one down here, 35,000. I haven't seen this kind of views in quite some time. I don't know that I ever have, really, honestly. I've seen those many views that consistent. And I'm showing it to you because there's a lot of new people here watching, and this is why. And you know, and if you're new here and you talk to anybody that's here, they know that I don't focus on that. But I do look at them because I'm a YouTube guy, right? I'm going to look at it because it definitely gives us a good idea how well our videos are performing, and it lets us know what we need, what you guys want to talk about, and that's why I do it. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, and thank you for, you know, anybody that's been, you know, helping push people over here. Thank you so much. You know, Marfugal, well, heck, any channel, guys. I'm telling you, even the small channels, guys. I'm serious. You know, Tommy even shouts me out on the channel that I'm helping him run. And it helps. It really does. It so much does. Ron shouts me out. We can't forget about those that are bigger than us, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying that for my benefit. I'm saying that for people that are my size, and other bigger channels have helped them. You can't forget that. But the biggest thing, and the bigger channels will tell you this, because most of them are pretty classy, right? They're going to tell you, please shout out the ones that are actually trying to get out there, right? The smaller channels. Now, I will say, one of the biggest bumps I've had, and I think a reason why I'm seeing this right now, is because Marf and Dex over on Marfugal put me on they started a new sub-tab on their webpage, and it's called Friends, and it's people that they support or can get behind. And I'm here on that. I'm on that list. They put the lifeboat, Tommy and myself over there running that channel. They trust, they trust, and they know that we're, going to do our best to give the best thing that we can. So I'm honored to be on that list, and I know Tommy is too. And it's anybody listening to me now from there, thank you. Just thank you for coming over, because it really is why we keep doing what we do. It's not about the numbers. It's about the building of relationships, new and old. We can build on old relationships while we build brand new ones at the same time. And you guys find each other there. That's so cool to see. And me and Tommy talk about this often over on the lifeboat. We got the 2 best seats in the house, guys. We do. Okay? We're over there running this channel, and you guys are, I don't even want to say we're running it. Right? We're navigating that channel. You guys are running the channel. And I'm not even kidding. That is not even it's not a cliche. That's not me blowing smoke up the subscribers' booties. That's not it at all. All you got to do is come over there and look one time, and you'll see it. No joke. So, anyway, yeah. But, yeah, Ron, same way. Yep. Oh, did you? Cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Ronnie. Really do. That's what we're saying, guys. I show you guys channels all the time on here, and I catch a lot of flack because I was doing it the wrong way. And that's why I'm doing all the space weather stuff at the beginning now. Now I don't feel so bad when I'm talking about this, right? Because I tell you when that ends. And that's, I'll still show space weather and talk about it, but I'm also going to talk to the people that I care about at the end of my streams. I think that's okay. That's an okay thing to do. Yep, you're right, Val. 100%. So, as I'm saying that, here you go. If you guys have never watched anything about fentanyl, drug addiction, any of that stuff, right? Do yourself a favor and come watch this short right here. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. There's more to that. Go over and watch that, please. Okay? If you're doing yourself a favor, it's happening. Guys, if you guys look at the thumbnail here from our last live stream, okay, you know what this thumbnail is? It's 2 little kids. There's a Lego box right there, and these are rainbow fentanyl pills. They found this stuff inside a Lego box. That's how they were trying to hide it. And it looks like candy. So tell me what they're trying to do there. You see what I'm getting at, guys? It happens. And that's what's going on in our country, in the world, globally today. And that's why me and Tommy, we're sober and we're trying to help other people. Helping other people helps keep us that way. And that's why we got the 2 best seats in the house. It's awesome to see you guys connect with each other. And it's so just cool stuff. Right? Well, thank you, Reality Theorist. I really appreciate that. Guys, I really do listen to your guys' stuff. Was the Lego box sealed? That's a good question, Vicky. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, Vicky's an awesome person, guys. It's a call-in show over here, too. Okay? Every night's a call-in show. People want to call in and talk. Sometimes we don't get any calls. Sometimes we get 6, 7 of them. Just doesn't, you know what I mean? See you, Julie. I appreciate you. Thank you. It was sealed. Okay. Yeah. So the Lego box was sealed. So, they were just trying to ship it and hide it. Right. But the thing is with these rainbow pills, I'll just share that real quick and I'm going to end the stream. But the thing with the rainbow fentanyl is they use pill presses. So you just don't know which one is going to be the overdose pill. You just don't. It's a crapshoot. And if it's kids that have never done opiates in their life and they're just trying something for the first time, it doesn't take that overdose pill to overdose them. That one pill that they're getting that might not even be the higher potent one could do the same thing to them. So talk to your kids. Starts in the home. It doesn't get fixed unless it's in the home. I promise you. We had that same thing came across. Full of Hope was over here last night during our live stream. And what happened? She talked to her daughter. They were getting ready to go on a trip over to Amsterdam, her and her friends. And she kind of backed out a little bit there because they were wanting to go over there and do the thing. You know what I mean? And she didn't want to be part of that. So unless Full Hope took the time and was honest with her daughter, that never would have happened. And then the bad stuff really happens after that. So talk to your kids. There's one thing I can never say anything to anybody, because if you fix your kids, guess what? As that generation comes up, they're going to continue that with their kids, and time will eventually heal that problem. So do it in the home, guys. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay. Anyway, guys. So here is a link to the channel. Please come over here and check it out, guys. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a link to our last live stream. And, yeah. Share that. Copy it. Actually, Tommy, did you notice that? I'm on the Lifeboat account right here. I didn't even know I was still on the Lifeboat account right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Not a big deal. But, so there's to this. That's why you see an ad. I got YouTube Premium, guys. That's why you don't see ads on. I don't watch ads. They don't show them to me. Because I pay not, so I don't have to. But anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and end the stream, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe if something happens, I might give you an update. But please come check us out over on Survival Game at 10 o'clock tomorrow night Eastern. I'll be on there. I'm a guest over there. Okay. It's going to be a good time. The stream's only about a half hour to 45 minutes long over there with Ilea. And most definitely come back at 8 p.m. Eastern before I even go over to Survival Game. I'll be doing a live stream with Tommy over on the Lifeboat. Okay, guys? And go check out Ron and everybody else here, guys. Marv. I'm telling you guys, just support each other. I'm telling you. That's how we overcome all that stuff. Promise. God bless. Yahusha saves. And, yeah. You can drink this Kool-Aid. Trish!